gratitude for this particular event as such. So I know a lot of people will use it to the best advantage. What do you say?
Coming again to the topic, as the topic says, I would like to personally, I would like to speak with it. As in, it speaks about the students using in educational speeches and assignments. Considering again the students' age, I would say college students would be around 70 to 90, I believe. Right? Like I already said, there's not a low percentage of developed yet. If we speak on a generic terms that AI is beneficial, I would say it is for the elders, those who are already developed in the critical thinking skills. I would say it is beneficial for them, much beneficial, time saving. But when you speak of students, the students point of view, I would say it is not much beneficial in those.
So we ticked off the first round of the debate contest, and I had an introduction. I couldn't get with the participants to get the introduction, so I took a short, easy way out, and I would request the participants to be benevolent and let me give. So, if the first round was the God versus the unconquerable, if I look at the meaning of the name, right? Ishwar, the meaning is God versus the unconquerable. So, we had the kick round of the first round. Now, let's see the second round, how it goes. And before I call the participants, it's the meaning of their names are God's love versus I am. So, for the affirmation team, let me invite upon Toastmaster Harvey.
Good evening, everyone. I think everyone is talking about AI, and that's nothing new. That's happening all around the world. AI is powerful. AI is just. But I have one question in my mind. What if AI was available to the pandemic? Would we be able to discover the drugs faster? Would we be able to discover the vaccine much faster? And these thoughts help me understand that AI is an integral part for doing drug discovery. That is to help cure diseases which are still not yet cured in a month. Now, not allowing students to use the AI in the research or assignments means not allowing them to explore this uncharted territory where they can go ahead and start discovering new things and be more valuable to society. Another example that came in my mind was on 16th October, Elon Musk launched SpaceX onto the space, Starship was launched. And it also got it back once it was descending. All that happened because of the AI in the first place. Now, had the entire team not been allowed to use AI in the first place, they would have not been able to, achieve that kind of thing. Like my previous participant said, that AI is here to stay. We use tables earlier, log tables earlier, then we switched to calculators. We use physical encyclopedia when we switched to Wikipedia, and AI is just a transition. So no matter how much you run away from it, AI just makes your life easier and faster. And to conclude, I would say that NVIDIA CEO recently said coding is dead. In a very bold statement. We all learn coding with an intention that we'll make a career of it. Now, if we are deprived of the future skills that are AI, we would never be able to face what's coming next. And that's why the context is already there. Whether it's Wikipedia, whether it's Google research, whether it's ChatGPT, AI just makes it easier for us to consume, and that's
And from the negation team, I will call upon Toastmaster Kova. Please welcome him with the warm.
Isn't it great that when we type a question into ChatGPT, it gives us an answer, a very formidable, proper answer within 2 seconds. Isn't it like a magic genie figure out? But what goes in those 2 seconds is completely invisible to us. And today I would like to talk about how there is so much wrongness and misinterpretation and biases that AI makes while giving you an answer, even in research or in education or in speeches or assignments. So, for example, if I look into or if the AI scan the science textbook, how what happens to your body when you eat spinach? It will give you an answer. That it gives you fiber, it powers up your mitochondria, whatever. But instead, if it analyzes Popeye, the cartoon, what will it give? You will become Superman in 5 seconds. So it really depends on what data set that AI is analyzing. And this is a black box for us because there is so much data on the internet coming from so many places that AI can be really wrong in its interpretation of data, and which can lead to disasters in things like healthcare or creating a COVID vaccine or landing a complex operation like landing a space back on Earth. That is one problem. That if you want, you can look on it. Historical biases, social biases, misinterpretation biases. It is countless. So, who are we really coming back to the topic of it being in education? Do we really want to handle out our own thinking ability to a bunch of programmers who are making these algorithms that make up the AI? It's like you see a exotic Lamborghini, but it might be
Okay, to come on stage and we can start with the big fire. Anybody else?
I think what a very important point. We just thought, but not in content. You are comparing generative AI with the style topic that is being found. There's a difference between accuracy and efficacy, what is using impression model and normally. It's not the usability of accuracy, which is not using that capability, on the 90% accuracy. Even if the percentage of 1% means some person 40%. But because of AI, people for each and everything. AI said, like I said earlier, could not go in. It's totally up to you whether you want to adopt it, whether you want to make your life easier with it, or you want to just be scared of it. There's something here, 30, 20 years ago, okay, the cloud that came in, everyone was scared, and today everything is cloud.
okay. So what I feel the AI example that you are giving is how AI helps professionals, like scientists and professionals, help in their in their research. But what we are actually the debate topic is about education, about how AI comes into picture while it's generating content for education. So while students are writing their assignments, their speeches. So that is quite different. So people who are already really expert at their fields, they can use it as a steroid, a sort of steroid. But for students who are just beginning to form their worldview, who are just beginning to understand the topics, for them it's like a AI generation is completely different. So
Right. Can't do anything or saying anything wrong never prevents. It just promotes it to be adopted much faster. So no matter how much you say it's bad, the adoption is good. So the more you say it's bad, it's better for me because adoption will be happening much more faster. More and more people will try to master this from the user language with data. More and more people are still using it. We just need to put the right language.
So we have reached the midway. Two participants from both the teams have put their point forward. And somewhere this reminded me of the debate I have been taught. During my MBA days, it wasn't so civilized. There was very limited seats, and all the students were fighting for it. Even when I went for a group discussion for a public organization over there, everybody was fighting to put their point forward. So it's very nice to see that people are very civilized and very nicely putting out their point. For the firecracker of the third part, I would suggest keep your points crisp so that you can put more points. That's one input for the upcoming participants, I would suggest. And for the third round, we have honor at one side and infinite at another side. So for the affirmation team, please help me to welcome Toastmaster Ravi.
I think there should be absolutely about all education. Otherwise, how else we will learn about this, right? I mean, they need to know what's going on in the world about the technology. My friends from the other groups will say, and for the difficult thing. But I would point out that AI doesn't take on its own. It just gathers data from all the data and makes the process more familiar. So we should absolutely continue. Second point, the Indian government in the budget of 2024 approved $1.3 billion to build robust AI infrastructure in tier 2 and tier 3 cities, and especially for undergraduate and postgraduate programs in data labs. So these are people actually we have taking you to know it. So since we are Toastmasters, I'd like to give you a couple of the time. When I was preparing or I was about to give my hypothetical speech, before I submitted my job speech to the vendor, I was really struggling to structure my speech. What I did, I went to ChatGPT and dropped it. If you're really happy to know, I went on to meet up with speaker clients. I also asked my friends in the other group, when it's time for me to give the next speech, why do I not go to ChatGPT? And why? Final. Now, some of my friends raised the question of accuracy, right? The AI generated content is not accurate enough. Please something you to trust everything to find. Right? You can always verify going to different operating sources and different. And you can get your verified application, verified details.
Now from the negation team, I would request Toastmaster Agnel.
Thank you, Toastmasters. Some period of time, students never use AI in their academic work. Apart from the students, other subjects are the teachers. Teachers find it difficult to assess the weakness or the strength of their students. They find it difficult to pinpoint the issues which with each student. If everyone will use AI, they will have similar work, and teachers will have similar work to judge. So they will not be able to identify the learning gaps and they will and the areas of improvement which they should give to their students. Teachers will not be able to give genuine feedbacks. Sometimes they will be giving wrong feedbacks which will harm the students in their future. These misaligned guidance will ultimately lead to the poor performance of students in real life. Apart from this, the teachers will also use the personal touch in their students. Teachers themselves learn new ways to teach their students. They learn, adapt to the learning demands of the students. If the students will use AI, they themselves will not be able to grow in their fields. So I think it is completely not right to use AI in the academic work. Apart from these things, teachers will also have a feeling of mistrust of the students. They will not be, they will always suspect the students of using AI work and not their work.
Toastmaster Raghav to stage and we have a now.
Very interesting. Just noted a point that one of the is that because we are using AI for their assignments, lot of similar assignments will come to people that we will not be able to do it. But I remember my favorite teacher was so good. See, you can get the kind of from them. I have given you my handwriting that much less in you. I think you really understand, you recognize instantly if somebody is writing something copied from or taking it from this or if there is a critical thinking present. Right? And I remember my teacher that used to repeat my assignment from 5 to 6 times actually for assignment because he was just not satisfied. It just always do that. And we have teachers in the group today. I'm sure you will agree also. And teachers will always understand the person is with us and what the viewers will do. I think you are missing the point. The point is that this, if the students will use someone else's work, and they got their own work, then teacher will not be able to see what and on what points the student is lacking behind and what she or he should help them out. If it will be a completely teacher would be completely blind. She won't be able to judge the student. She won't be able to see the shortcomings of a student's work. And as we know that the point is that if a necessary you know, I think copy whatever you see or grammar in website, right? You can just get the structure, then you can figure out your own thing. It's just helping to it, but it's quite optional.
AI will guide similarly to everyone will ask the same question to AI. It is 100 people will ask the same question to AI. It is quite possible that most of them will get the same result. Like AI is generally learns from other people.
So three participants from both the teams have already presented that. Let's take a quick poll. How in KBC, Amitabh Bachchan asked. So how many people feel that until now the affirmation team have put it strong?
Everyone.
Everyone
believe
President cannot influence. Can I say I? Yeah, I. How many?
I.
And how many feel the negation? You cannot be repeat for both.
You said KB, right? Is there a 50-50 option?
Yeah.
Cross family.
Cross for me, okay. Voice. Mine or participants? Participants. Okay. Participants. So to conclude for both the teams, we have a strong finisher. How in Indian cricket team we have Dhoni, I think. For both the teams, they have saved the best for the last. So it's going to be patience versus joy. When you mean joy. So please help me welcome with a warm round of applause, Toastmasters here.
Good evening, everyone. We all know when calculator was invented, everyone opposed it. What happened? It came into picture. When computer was invented, what happened? Everyone opposed it, but it was inevitable. We all know. So let me quickly give out the points which I think that supports that AI should be there for help with academics before the bell rings. The first point is personalized learning. Every student has different pace of learning, different style of learning. See, there are some students who are very curious. They have elasticity, eagerness. Like I give you an example. If you stand in this room, you see this tube light. Earlier there was tube light, now it is LED. What is the difference? Whom to approach for this question? AI. AI will tell you 24/7. You see this fan. Earlier it was induction motor, now BLDC motor. What is the advantage? Who will tell us? AI. You see this AC. Now everyone speaks of inverter grade AC. Whom you will ask this question? AI. So AI helps in personalized learning. Now second point, language learning. There are some students who are from Hindi medium background, like me. How they will know whether it is to pronounce Sanish or Sunish? Who will tell us? AI. Who will tell us? Grammar. AI. Third point, my third point, diverse learning. There are some people who cannot see. So for them, AI can translate and read out the things. My fourth point, mental health. Everyone is stressed out nowadays. But what you type on your internet, that can be read. So teachers, parents can learn that your student is under mental stress situation. AI can assist us. And last, scalability. AI can help us to reach to the students who are in remote area. He can take the data, we can take the content from MI.
And to conclude on the team of negation, I think this Toastmaster.
Good evening, everyone. So my colleagues on my team have made very logical and good points about why AI should be avoided when in college institutions. We heard about how AI is unreliable. We heard it stops the students' creativity. We also heard a lot of different logical points. Today I want to finish
Is there something to appeal to your illogic part, your personal? How many of you have kids, students, nephews, brothers studying with? Almost everybody at some point will have or had. Would you want them to be really brilliant? Would you want them to be geniuses? Don't want them to be creative, right? How many of you want that for your kids, for your family members who are studying? We all want in this country, we all want our students to be great, so that our country becomes great. But for that, you have to have, when they are in the education institution, when they are in the schools, they have to develop this ability to think for themselves. And if you are overly relying on AI, which is happening unfortunately all across the country in our schools and colleges, you're killing the very important thing that is there for all the students. That is creativity, a unique perspective on life. Every student brings their own ideas, their own family background. AI will not be able to bring that into the equation. I'd like to give you an example recently. How many have heard of the chess championship that is happening, where our Indian Mukesh is competing in Singapore? So our Indian Mukesh is competing with the World Championship of Chess. The interesting thing about Mukesh was that till he reached 2500 kilo, which till he reached the championship level, his coach had forbidden him to access the computerized chess games. Mukesh has become almost a champion simply on his own hard work, on his own skill, on his own game.
Those are the great come on stage. And do speak loudly. Audience is looking for more fire and yeah, you can go really take a step.
Before I speak, I think the team one is convinced that AI is essential for academics. I ask two questions from you. Do you want your country to be great? Yes. Do you know how do you know how much government of India has allocated for developing AI? 8,000 crore. Government of India has a brilliant think tank. If they think AI is essential, that means AI is essential. How many of you, my question is, how many of you want your students to be brilliant? If you want that AI is essential, you cannot escape AI. And as a team, one mentioned about creativity. Every coin has two sides. How you use the thing, how you explore the thing, it depends. If you are naughty, if you are going to negative direction, even the good things can be used for the negativity. But if you want your students to be creative, really creative, what is needed? AI. If you want to send your human, if you want humankind to reach to the Mars, if you want human, see, he is
I think let him speak, he'll make my point also. None of that budget for AI which the government has earmarked has gone to any schools and colleges, because even the government does not want AI in the schools and colleges. They are talking about a laboratory that
IIT are institutes of national importance. Out of this 8,000 crore, 568 crore is allocated to the AI. IITs. Is it not part of school? IIT is not a part of school?
AI must have given the fact because can we have three grace minutes? Three grace minutes.
We have one additional round at the end. So from both the team, one person will ask the question and one person from the other team will respond to that. But did you enjoy the last round or not? Yes. The whole debate. So from this side, okay, so you are asking the question. And from here, we will be responding. Quickly, we are in short of time. Okay, there is a 10 seconds for question. So 10 seconds for asking the question, 90 seconds for answer. So
You got So you all mentioned technologies like aeroplanes, computers, and all. But there are so many technologies like food processing, fast food, sugary snacks that have made us humans, that have destroyed our healthcare. So many things which tap into the tendency to bring things down to the food. How do you tackle AI and that?
I'm very thankful to him. He gave me a point, which I missed, very important point about the health sector. You know, nowadays 60% of the younger population is going through cancer, and for treating the cancer, we need medical isotope. You know which tool is helping us to develop this exotic isotope? AI. See, he is telling me that AI is inevitable, AI is essential. So all these things, you know, China has recently developed a isotope of plutonium, which is generated, which is discovered by actually AI. And that Q is radioactive and helping us to go for nuclear fusion. So thanks for telling me that AI is
So from this team, we'll be asking the if you don't have the question, let me ask. Yeah.
And from here will be responding. One person.
So my question will be same which was asked by Toastmaster Ron, very important question. Do you want your country to be great? Do you want your children? Do you want your children to be brilliant?
I want my country to be great and be brilliant, but they should have their own creativity. They should not copy others' work. They should not get brilliant by copying someone else's work. Nowadays, as we know, AI is adaptive AI. It learns from other people. People like us feed it information. It learns from them. So when we ask AI to do something from us, it is basically summarizing the work of millions of people and giving it to you. And that work is not yours. So I want my students and
Students,
So thanks for being such a participative and encouraging audience, and thanks to all the participants in the debating, be respectful and to have a very healthy debate and putting your points very crisply and in a very elegant manner. So thanks everyone, and I am looking forward to more participation the next time debate happens. And one question to ponder, why only representation from here? So I am sure next time we'll have more representation from both the gender for all the. Over to the question. Let's give a big round of applause for all the participants.
Giving the break. Stanish, that's your name. I heard you. At this point, we will take a short break of 10 minutes. You can go outside, you do what you have some snacks, and the debate participants will take their photograph. 10 minutes break, please. Let's come back here at 7:45. Okay, 10 minutes break. Please don't forget to fill out those forms, the blessings. Please fill out the blessings, put them in the blessings jar. Anybody fill it out, please feel free to put it in the blessings.
Okay, participants, 30 minutes.
Thank you.
ये जो ये है ना नहीं से हो जाए
So as for agenda, it is 7:02 AM only continues with the team and due to the handover 7:03. Now it is 7:43. So timer, so I have to ask where we are standing. As far as time is concerned, we are 40 minutes. Okay. So this is what happens when we are having so much of enthusiasm, and normally person like Rishi is well versed with the a la carte, and the person like electrical engineer knows electricity. Then the grammarian comes with the word mixing both together and saying alacrity. And we all from the clubs come together with alacrity to witness something special going to happen today. And debate is one of the major things, major attraction of today's meeting, along with the dedicated speeches, of course, and two lovely Toastmasters. They have started the meeting with a flowery words, creating the tempo for the meeting, making us feel how blessed we are because of so many blessings. Whether it is a small smile from the neighbor or a bouquet of flowers from someone appreciating you, or maybe a promotion from your boss, which happens sometimes, right? Wishful thinking should never give up. Then they introduce the president, and president has conducted the session very well. Now we are coming to how the meeting, our prepared speeches were delivered, and what feedback they should get. The evaluator challenge will be to give them the constructive feedback. At the same time, be little critical, without being offensive, but supportive and empathic. So let's see what all our evaluators are having to give back to the speakers. The first speech evaluated by evaluator Toastmaster from S. He has evaluated speech from Toastmaster Parita. Please help me welcome Toastmaster.
Be deaf to negative thoughts or negative talks if you want to reach the goal. General evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and guests, good evening to all. Today, my speaker, Toastmaster Karitha, sitting right there, I hope you can hear me. Thank you. Took us on a speech that made us, or that gave us that inspiration to focus on our goal rather than listening to so many things that negative things coming around us. So many good things in your speech that I felt. I have a list. In fact, if I go through, it could be that straight away grabbing attention, using the word of the day straight away. The second word that you used was alacrity. Started that, and then the story that you said that brought us into perspective of what the message is going to be. So that was wonderful. The use of the stage with your body language expansive, pointing correctly to right to the top of the tower, to wherever it is, to the bottom parts, all those were in sync with what we are saying. That is fantastic. Even in the speech, there were pauses at the right places. So that is a very important part in public speaking. That also was well done. Modulation of voice from a high pitch to a low pitch as required. And one very important thing which I liked was also how you use your personal story. Be it about Toastmasters or be it about the wedding activities that you have. So basically the content of the speech or the structuring was beautiful, because normally in the speech what happens is you have that introduction, you connect with a story which takes you to the message of the what is going to come up. In your personal story, your call to action, and overall it became an inspiring speech. Now, where I think I would, I'm evaluating based on the objectives that is given in the speech. Now, in that, one of the main objectives, of course, it was about inspiring the audience, but then
there was a point where it says that are you speaking at the audience, are you interacting with the audience? And that was one area where I felt you could have been a little better by asking questions. You see Toastmasters come on stage and ask questions and look for answers. And the inspiration comes from the answers itself. So education of your speech based on those answers will help you elevate the speech a little more better. That is a challenge that has been put in the objectives. So that is one. The second part which I would probably emphasize always is, yes, the opening was good, but I would love it to be a little more shorter. Probably the story could have been in the subject straight away, taking attention from the audience and moving into the subject will help better. Overall, speech with great attributes, body language, state movement, everything, but a little bit of focus on the objective will help you make the speech much more.
Very good feedback from Shyam, Toastmaster Vanita. Just one suggestion, like, okay, as speaker, maybe you could also highlight that speech is 5 to 7 minutes. Better to break it down 1 minute for the intro, almost 4 to 5 minutes for the content, and maybe you can just, depending upon the content, then 1 to 1.5 minutes for the conclusion. So that make it more better way to connect with the audience and they can take away better. This one point maybe you could have added. And the speaker number 2, Toastmaster Arvind Krishna, his speech has been evaluated by Toastmaster Vidya Kuru. May I invite
Change is the law of nature. But most of us miss to accept it. Most of us miss to plan for the change, and therefore change becomes a problem. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Arvind, to make us understand, remind us that change is inevitable and let's accept it. What I liked is, you were very inspiring. Your speech was very inspiring. How? You were courageous. You shared your story, how from being called dapper to how you are holding up MBA degree. From being called dapper to having a double postgraduate degree. Being an entrepreneur, being an author, it was really courageous of you to share all those stories and inspiring us and telling that change is inevitable. We all love stories, examples, do we? Your speech was loaded with examples. 10 example, eager, Nokia, so many examples to tell us change is important. You kept us hooked with your examples. So that was great. A very good start. With that pen, the way you throw, great drama you brought in. You were confident and loud. Now, a few suggestions which can help you in bringing some change in the way you prepare your speech and deliver. You explain change is important and we should accept it. But how? I felt we didn't get that information. How we can plan for that change? If we face a problem that is change, what can be done? What are the steps that we should take? What should be done? What is the hindrance that we face? That information was not there. From the start to end, it was change is important, but how to handle that? The speech was loaded with examples, but I felt some examples were harmful. Like at the end, you said the problem was fingers, and then there was a solution. What was the solution? How you got into that solution? What were the steps that you took to make that problem into that solution? That information was not there. The most important thing that I felt the objective was not met. The purpose was practicing developing a change management plan. So what could have been done? Identify, as the project itself says, identify a change. Then prepare a plan. It can be real or hypothetical. Share the information that how you plan that change. that information had to be changed. So the objective was to identify a change, plan for that change, and share it with the audience. So I felt from the start to end, it was change is important, but what about the plan that you took to bring that change? To summarize, it was loaded, the speech was loaded with examples. There was a great start, you were loud and confident, but the most important thing, try to find out what is the purpose and plan the speech as per the purpose. Thank you so much.
Very well-rounded evaluation. It has covered almost all the aspects properly and noted exactly where the content need to be improved. Hats off to you. Well done. Speaker number 3, Toastmaster Rashmi, on your speech has been evaluated by Toastmaster Rishi.
The speech title by my target speaker, Toastmaster Rashmi, the Guru. Thank you, Toastmaster Rashmi, for taking up the title of the Guru and helping us understand the importance of this term in someone's life and how a guru or a mentor helps you grow in any field. Now, I'll start the evaluation in two formats, where how what went right and what improvements have to be done. Let's start with the good part. Every speech requires a structure. There are many, if you have simple words, you will say there are check boxes, like speech would have certain things. And if you take them, you'll have a proper flow in them. And your speech too involved them. You started off with quotes, which followed up by you explaining what mentorship is, which give a clear idea of what is going to be expected of the speech. Then you included stories to follow it up and create a kind of a scenario so that everyone can understand how the things are going to flow from here on. Where the conversation, the story is not a conversation between an employee and a manager, where employee is frustrated and not able to get heard, not is being heard from everyone. So he went to manager for guidance and manager guidance. Then this was followed by you mentioning about the mentors in your life, which is your parents, your corporate mentors, then in Toastmasters as well. And you had various references from methodology as well, like Bitcoin, Arduino, etc. It's kind of structured the entire thing, and things went right. Now, every speech requires an area of improvement, and although the structure was met, throughout the speech, I felt the energy or the voice was a little low. Although I was sitting at the back, that may be the reason, but still I felt it could have been improved, or pitch could have been higher. Moving on this, the vocal variety, there was a very good aspect, the conversation between manager and the employee, when the employee was frustrated and was actually not, I'm not getting heard by anyone, I'm not getting the promotion, everyone else is getting it. It was a clear situation where you could have changed the voice tonality between the two persons, which at that point went flat. Although the conversation was clear, but it was flat. Then the mentors, when you mentioned, especially that the Toastmaster came. Although you can understand that it helped the Toastmaster, the mentor that you had. As a personal note, I would have liked to have the name of some of the Toastmasters that helped you in that, especially your mentor, currently or the past. Then, lastly, the most important one, as I mentioned, there are checkboxes to each speech. Although most of them, let's say, are check mark or it was it went right. There was one which missed. The purpose of the project was especially that how Toastmasters mentorship envisions basically how it helps in your mentorship. But I could not find any aspect of it shy of that part. I felt that objective could not be met in that aspect. That I could not understand how the entire thing, that how Toastmasters help you. And that will over to the
Thank you, evaluation was Master Rishi. You have given a good, useful tips to the speaker. Now, I will come to the second round of segment, that is the tag team report. First, I would like to take the report from our founder, Toastmaster Rajesh P. Just before Rajesh starts his giving his report, Toastmaster Rajesh is an entrepreneur with more than 25 years of experience. Joined Toastmaster to improve his wits to become humorous champion, I can say, or humorous Toastmaster. Okay. All the best. Thank you.
So overall, all the speeches were very good. We didn't have too many of the filler words, but I have noted down a few of those. Toastmaster Parita, one repetitive word. Toastmaster Arvind, 3 R and one repetitive word. Rashmi, 1 R and one repetitive word. Sham, one repetitive, one R. Rishi, 3 R. Amit, 3 R. Ajay, 1 R and one count. Soham, 2 R. Diti, 1 R and one repetitive word. Shashank, 6 R. I might have done a couple of R's. Other than that, I would say, and it's also important to acknowledge who have been flawless. Vidya, Ron, Ishwar, Vimal, Raghav, Adri, Solomon. Right? Right. Yeah. These are the ones who are. And with that. Till now. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajesh. Our next tag team goes here is Romanian Toastmaster Shweta.
All right, how's the evening going?
Great.
New words, time to flex the vocab. How's the evening going? Lovely, lovely. That was a first check to see how the audience is doing. What have been great. How many of you have watched the series, The Big Bang Theory? Any character favorites?
Sheldon.
Sheldon.
Any.
My favorite too.
Any.
Why I'm coming to Sheldon Cooper is, does anyone recall how he used to nitpick at grammatical mistakes? Anybody recollects that? It should be who, not who. It's not you and me, it's you and I, right? Trust me, I'm much kinder. So with that assurance, I will dive into my note. Let's begin with the usage of word of the day. It has been used 8 times in total. A shout out to the bigger Toastmasters for using the word of the day. Brinda, Bibi, Shwetari, Solomon, Parita, Vidya, Tiraj, Melvin. Have used 5 times. Masters, Brinda, Bibi, Solomon, Ajay, and Navi. Next, we move on to some of the improper usage and the corresponding suggestions that I have. So much multipurpose. What does this does? What does it do? More 20 years. More years. Transformation fast, transforming fast, mentor of him, his mentor, here to you, here you honestly to you, of most important factor is an important factor. There's two pronunciation recommendations I have. It should be live in place of name. It should be palatable in place of palatable. Moving on to some of the words that stood out. Colossal, timid, uplifted, polished, accidentally, re-evaluated, anticipated, urge, affirmation, acknowledged, benefit, anecdote, unthinkable, uncanny, underneath, hypertonically, befitting, paramount, prudent, inevitable, augment, formidable, eloquent. Lastly, some phrases and thoughts. Turning point of my life. Deaf ears. The ball should be always in your court. Baby steps. Embrace the change. All hell loose. That's the trick. Sometimes blessings come in disguise. Tried and tested. With a pinch of skepticism. Here to stay. Black box for us. Leads to disasters. In conclusion, I all of you to take all learning opportunities as need basis and be better with every possible day. Thank you so much.
I have to admit, some brain or shy. Toastmaster Shwetati never fails to give a report. Be that. Am I right? Yes. Now I will dive into my reports. Then you won't be able to time me. That will be the session for me. Okay. I actually missed it. The third role there, Toastmaster Shashank, timer zero.
First of all, apology from me, as I have mistakenly wrote that 750 for target, it's actually 705. So he is also using one. Now for the evaluation, Toastmaster chart, 18 seconds. 18, yeah. Toastmaster will get 3 minutes, 16 seconds. Can Toastmaster is okay? There's 21%. So the all are 45. And
Here. Now I can dive into the general evaluation report. I have to say that today, the energy of the meeting, it is full house meeting in such a big room. It is something which is every Toastmaster loves dream to have so many attendants. Most importantly, the energy which has been maintained from the beginning of the meeting. I can see from the sergeant at arms to the presiding officer, to the Toastmaster, both the Toastmasters, and all the roles there. I see there was not a dip in the energy level. And it reached the crescendo when we are at the finale of the debate. So I had to actually mellow it down a little bit now, because otherwise we would have crashed through this. So thanks to all the participants who have done extremely good, participated with all the enthusiasm and given their best preparation and came here well prepared for this meeting. I saw the room was already set, so I was stopped by the traffic police, and my colleague got some gift contributed to the government of India. And we at least just on the nick of time. Group was set nicely, all the roles there, titles and everything is displayed. Guests were asked to come and introduce, their feedback was taken. The presiding officer had a lovely presence of the stage, given a very motivational speech, giving the camaraderie of both the, helping us to understand the camaraderie between both the clubs. That is how Kharghar is associated with Agnel. It is like a baby of Agnel, and we are looking forward to have more of the Agnel people coming and mentoring us all the time. We always need it. And whatever support will be required from the Kharghar Toastmaster, because now when we say that when the child is growing up and coming to your shoulder, he is no more your child, he is your friend. And I think Kharghar Toastmaster has come to that level. Do you agree? Together, helping each other and achieving more bigger achievement, I can say, at the division as well as district in coming future. Even I saw that in the last minute, there were corrections were made sure that there are corrections are taken care so that agenda is giving a proper information. So that is good thing. As far as tactic is concerned, when it is into the tactic, it is normally a scripted role. So I would suggest that stick to the script, because if every time we try to be more creative, little bit of here and there is creativity, you are putting a little bit of humor or little bit of spice it up little bit is good. But stick to the script so it remains the uniformity and it maintains the uniformity and everybody's time can be respected. We didn't have the topic session today, but instead of topic session, we had the debate session. And definitely it was a cracker round and something to take away. Full marks to the debate coordinator. I cannot see him, debate coordinator, yes. Full marks to you, sir. The way you have conducted and the timer was very strict. How to conclude on the time, not giving that any chance for anybody, no favoritism. And I don't know how you came up with the idea of each person's name and their unique meanings and how to put them together. Did you select it by yourself or they have randomly selected their situation and still you managed to link it properly? So it was something very creative. I really liked it. Thank you and wonderfully done. Overall, the meeting was good. Of course, the time is the only constraint and it is expected that, okay, we may not be able to catch up with the time. Looking at the agenda itself, it is very, very tight agenda. If you will see that the tag team is given only 2 minutes, the evaluators are given only 3 minutes, the speakers are given only 7 minutes. But actually, when the speaker comes and goes, it may take 7 minutes and 30 seconds or 20 seconds more. Then there is a transition time, evaluators are also same. So those transition times naturally pile up. So we cannot say we are really running short of time or something. It was a tight schedule. It was impossible to manage within that time. So don't think we are mismanaging and we will take some tips from the Arvind how to manage the change in future and how to improvise ourselves. This is some takeaway. Feedbacks are always, respected. Whatever we can do better, please give your feedback to the ExCom team. Come forward, take up the roles in advance. So this helps us to prepare ourselves better, especially the ExCom to prepare the meeting agenda as well as execution of the meeting on time. I would say Thank you very much. It was a lovely meeting and it was a good combination of both the Toastmasters together. Thank you very much.
For that insightful evaluation. As we move on to the final segment of today's meeting. Something, when I was preparing for this, what actually came out of me was how, intricately this counting of blessings is intertwined with our Indian culture. Our Indian festivals are a prime example of that. We look at Diwali, what do we do with Diwali? We are actually celebrating and thanking God for our prosperity and the lives of our lives. In the harvest festivals that India celebrates, the Onam, the Vaisakhi, the Pongal, and so many others, what are we doing? We are counting our blessings, we are thanking the nature, we are thanking the abundance of earth for the harvest that we have.
Raksha Bandhan celebrates the blessing of sibling love. While festivals like Christmas and Eid bring communities together in gratitude. Even Holi, with all the colors and all the chaos, there's an unspoken gratitude for the arrival of spring and the renewal of life. On that note, as our evaluators pointed out, we are running a little bit late. Night has fallen. There are stars in the sky. There are stars in this room as well. And we are going to have a few of these stars display their talent to us. And we're going to see live on stage our first performer. He is doing double group. He is also part of the tag team. Our counter, Rajesh. Please come forward. Big round of applause. Rajesh, you're going to wow us with a special performance. Tell us what you got planned. It's a funny speech on Doordarshan. Fantastic. Rajesh, thank you. Good evening. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. How many of you have seen Doordarshan regularly? Anybody here? So many of you. That's the relief. So in the 1980s, Doordarshan was the only choice that we had. There was no other channel. And believe me, Doordarshan is not for the faint-hearted. Okay. When you put on the TV, you remember the music that comes. Remember this? Anybody?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm surprised. How is it that? I mean, is it that I have to? I mean, you all look so young. So, this is a way of Doordarshan telling you that, hey, cool down. We have not called you, you have come here, so you have to take what we will give you. They are masters in setting expectations. So, Doordarshan was free, but it's not that you just put on the TV and you will get it. You have to really earn it. And that is by putting an antenna. And that antenna you will have to put it at the most inaccessible part of your house. It could be outside your window or it may be in the roof. Okay. And they do it by purpose because they feel that you should feel as if you are worthy of getting it. Okay. So this is the way it used to happen in my house because you will get the signal only if it is at a particular angle. So my father, he used to tell me, turn the antenna by 20 degrees to the right and I would turn it. No, turn it by 15 degrees to the left. Then I would turn it again. No, idiot, not so much. Turn to the right again. This is the way I learned geometry. I didn't bring any protractor. Okay, Doordarshan taught me a lot of things. Now, in the 80s, Doordarshan was one of the most coveted employers. Everybody used to want to go and work over there. They were sort of the best place to work. You know why?
Because they used to treat their people very well. Their work times are morning 3 hours, afternoon 3 hours, evening 6 to 10:30. That is when you see the program. Rest of the time, their staff can go to sleep. Okay. And if you put on the TV after 10:30, you will find a sound. It will really hurt your ears. Remember that. So that is their way of telling you, shame on you. You want to watch TV at night, go to sleep. In the evenings, you had Marathi programs. They had very funny names, Santa Kukdi, Hilbil, Amchi Mansa. Anybody seen this?
Yes.
Quentin Tarantino had come up with the movie Kill Bill. I thought it was based on this Marathi program. They also actually had a Marathi actress, Umabai. Uma Karna. Then the newsreaders, so graceful. You never get newsreaders like this now. The anchors, come anything, be it floods, be it World Cup, terrorist attack, they would maintain the same expression in their face. No debates, no nation wants to know. Nation does not want to know anything. Nation will know only what we tell you. And you know what? Every day the headline is the same. Later on, the first headline would remain the same. You know what it is? What did the Prime Minister do today? Okay, that was a regular feature. Everything else will come secondary. Then finally you had the TV serials. The TV serials were quirky by itself. But the best part of the serials was not the serial by itself, but the ads. Because in 30 minutes, 15 minutes, because they were called sponsored programs, they were sponsored by some of the other companies. So the ad would be before the serial, during the serial, and after, and at the end of it. And those ads were really entertaining. Nobody complained. And they used to be bombarded day in, day out. Okay. And these ads had a good, I was very small at that time and had a big impact on me. I got into trouble because of it. I'll just tell you the story. So my sister is 4 years younger to me. It was her 5th birthday. Okay. She was very excited. She went to the entire neighborhood, said that today is my birthday. If there's a party, you come at 5 o'clock. Okay, my mother was not aware about this. I suddenly find that 5 o'clock, lots of children coming in. And my mother, she told me, take this 10 rupees. 10 rupees was big at that time. Take this 10 rupees and go and buy something appropriate. And I was thinking, what is it that I can buy? And then I remembered this ad. I thought this is the right thing that you should treat your guest with. And I went and bought it, and then I got a good folding. Can you guess what it was? Pan Parag, Pan Parag. Okay, that is one of the ways by which I got into trouble. There are many other ways, but I won't get into all that now. Some of those, as Lippy mentioned, this is PG and below. So I can't explain all of that. But come 90s, satellite TV came in, and that is when we had started getting choices, and that was the end of Doordarshan, because the Doordarshan era, I mean, it continued, but not in the same fervor as it was earlier. Thank you.
Our next stop is helping industries expand one goal at a time. He is very quietly contributing to India's growth story. When I asked him about his blessing, he said that the ability to lead. I hope his dreams get as big enough to make Elon Musk jealous. Today, he wants to pay tribute to India's divine voice, S.P. Balasubramanian. Please join me in welcoming the visionary and the singer, Toastmaster Sagar.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. To continue with the tone set by Toastmaster Rajesh. Rajesh. That is nostalgia. So I could see many Gen X and Gen Y people like me there. So I see from, see to me from a time machine point of view, don't see it from a singer point of view. Okay. So I'm utilizing the gift given by Sir SPV. Thank you. I need to go. Thank you. Thank you.
There was a moment of panic in Sagar's eyes when he saw the time was running. Our last performer of the night again needs no introduction. To thrill us with this performance, please welcome the vibrant, vivacious Vidya. सितारे सच पूछो तो मन को झूठे लगते हैं सारे, मगर अच्छे लगते हैं ये धरती, ये नदियाँ, ये रहना और तुम। सारे डांस फ्लोर पे आओ, मौका खास है, कॉलिंग जंक्शन की शुरुआत है। मस्ती भरी रात है, सोई गुड़ियों का भी साथ है, अजीब लगा है मजा। If only my business data would do that, then it would be your category. Anyway, fantastic performance, Vidya, and all the other performances along with that. The link for voting has been shared in the groups. So please note that. Thank you to all our speakers, debaters, evaluators, role players, performers, and guests for making this meeting truly memorable. Yes, a big round of applause to all of you. As mentioned at the beginning, we have the blessings jar, and I want to ask my co-team on Vivi to read a few, just pick a couple and let's read them out. Let's see what we would say. I'm going in right now. You can put them in afterwards also. No problem. Yes, Vivi, let's hear some.
So Rajesh says, I am blessed to have survived COVID and to be alive and thriving.
All right.
Somebody wants to remain anonymous says, people are the biggest blessing. Yes, I completely agree. The greatest blessing is break from regular job, gives me time to work on skills and explore the uncharted territory of the
Toastmasters.
Definitely a blessing. Rajesh has one more blessing. I'm blessed to get so much encouragement for my speeches from fellow Toastmasters. You can expect more encouragement. Oh, there's a list here.
The after party is going to be.
Being alive and kicking, living my dream, family, friends, love, this sounds like Toastmaster Sean. Blessing of having a higher power guiding us in our lives. I completely agree with that as well. Sandeep Chalke, he is the newest member of Agnel Toastmaster. He says, joining Toastmasters Club and my alacrity to learn new things. There for you, Bravarian. Jovita says, blessed to be at this place as it helps me to reinvent and discover my true potential. He has another blessing, blessed to have AI. I think he's feeling for Dheeraj when he says this. But AI cannot help me practically reduce my public speaking fear without those masters.
Thank you so much.
Launched my first book, 7 Principles to Unlock Entrepreneurship Code. Blessings of my life, Shashikant who says, good family, my newborn son, congratulations Shashikant, and I'm having a job in Kharghar. Having a job in Kharghar. Vidya, you can give out your blessings from there yourself.
Yeah, Vidya, read out. Okay.
My friends who bear me are my blessings.
All right.
I believe counting your blessings is a beautiful practice. It fosters positivity and gratitude. Now, how do we count our blessings? We have this blessings jar over here. You can have your own blessings jar at home, right up any time of the day, at the end of the day when you feel you are peaceful. Write down what you think happened with you, which was blessing. Put it in the jar. Make it a practice. Maybe at the end of 6 months, the job will be full, you can have a look at it. Or when you're feeling particularly down and need a boost of positivity, remove few of those blessings and keep it up. I'm sure you will feel better. There's something called bedtime reflection. Every night, before going to sleep, sit down and become everything nice that happened to you. However small, however big. I'm sure you'll get a peaceful sleep and have a great day the next.
Similarly, in the morning, when you get up, spend 2 minutes meditating, thinking about the blessings in your life. Your day will be so much different if you do that. So we just gave you a few practical ideas. You can choose any or all of these to take forward the blessings in your life. But as we close, I'd like to leave you with one thought. It's not just counting the blessings, but really savoring them, feeling the gratitude, and keeping them in your heart. Because if you do that from your heart, your blessings will reach out and touch the hearts of all the people around you. Think about it. As we close, we have on stage someone who's an electrical engineer by profession and loves designing complex power supplies. That is such a critical job. Power supplies are something that we never see, but we can't live without. His most precious blessings are the opportunities which allow him to grow and explore. As Liddy and Solomon sign off, welcome to stage Hiral Singh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Libby and Toastmaster Solomon for such a wonderful meeting. So how was the meeting?
Energetic.
Enthusiasm is low. How was the meeting? Okay, so this meeting became possible because of the effort of all the EXCOM, all the role players, and also all the participants. Huge round of applause for all of them. If any guest was not introduced in the beginning of the meeting, any guest, yes, please could have a quick round of introduction. Tell me your name, what do you do, and how you get to know about the Toastmasters Club. Did you like the meeting? You can again pause for a minute. Thank you for joining us. So, that's your announcement. I want to show all of us. Agnel Toastmaster Club got recently 2 awards. One is the Power of One Award. One more renewal rockstar, and we know our DP membership is a rockstar. As we are running out of time, in the interest of time, we will move for the result of debate session. Any guesses who won between team 1 and team 2? Okay, so hold on your eagerness. Let me call on the stage judges of debate, Toastmaster Ajay and Toastmaster Reza. Let me call on the stage also moderator of the debate, Toastmaster Shani. I request judges to please announce the winner of the debate and also present the certificates.
So the winner is team 1.
I call upon Toastmaster Ron to come upon the stage.
Yeah.
Next, we are called upon Toastmaster Amit to the stage. I will call upon the unconquering Toastmaster Agnel. He, the man himself, Toastmaster Soham.
We can have a group photo of the proposing. Happy?
That's the other thing.
Maybe we are fine.
One गड़बड़ है.
It's AI enabled camera is not.
Now I request the moderator of the debate to present the participation certificate to team 2.
I request Toastmaster Ishwar to come on. Is that enough for me? I request Toastmaster Raghav. And the person with the most patience, Toastmaster India.
One thing is clear, whosoever wins, but AI is unclear. Okay, so we will move for the award ceremony. Let us guess who won the auxiliary roleplay award. Guesses, quick. Yes. Guesses for best role player. Who won the best role player award? It's very obvious. So that was already. Evaluator. Guesses for best evaluator. Yeah, Master Vidya. And as the best speaker, guesses for best speaker award. Toastmaster Parita. There are few announcements that I want to make here. We have an educational session in the next meeting. It is on 13th of November. The educational session is on impromptu speaking and it will be delivered by our area director, Toastmasters Sangeeta Shruti.
I am not your area.
I use the term our area director. He is the director of Kharghar Toastmaster Club, but he is member from Agnel. So it's okay. And now I obviously close the meeting with the with this gavel, and now meeting is open for a group photo. Yes. Please fill the attendance files, not with attendance.
ये हमको बता देना कैसे क्या